Adobe Live community. We are so excited to be joining you here today live from London. That was an awesome keynote that we just saw with all of the new features launching across Creative Cloud. And now we're moving into bringing on our different community guests. So if you're just joining in the chat on YouTube or on Behance, go ahead and post in the chat where you're joining us from. For those who I haven't met, I'm Clara. I work on the Adobe community team here, based in London today, and I'm joined by James Bernard. Hey James, how's it going?
I'm a little bit tired, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah,
a little bit jet lagged. I came from Australia, just to, I don't want to make it competitive, but I believe I am coming here from the furthest away, versus anybody else.
I think you had the longest flight.
I did, yes, I did. But I'm reasonably well slept. A little bit sort of, showing my age a little bit here, but we're okay. The camera, the lighting's nice and flattering, so I've gotten away with it.
We got the lighting going on.
Yeah.
How many hours was your flight?
It was very long. It's 14 hours to Doha and then another 6 to London. So yes, pretty brutal. But we're out the other side now, enjoying myself today.
Nice. Well, we have all the energy and creativity here at the conference, so we're really excited to dive into some of the work that you have. But before we do that, we want to pull up the schedule really quick, just so you can get a sneak peek of what's going to be coming up here at Max. So as you know, everyone just tuned into our keynote watch party on Adobe Live, and now we're going to be diving into Firefly. So we have some exciting new updates to the Adobe Firefly web experience. Then we'll be moving on to Illustrator, so you're going to see some updates to Illustrator with my colleagues Kate Maguro and Tina Tooley. But with that, I know we just saw in the keynote, James, that there were some new updates to Adobe Firefly Image Model 4, which is really exciting.
Pretty incredible, isn't it? More detail, more resolution, more cleverness, basically. It seems to be doing a really, really good job generating concepts. That mood boards thing looked really
cool.
So that was Project Concept, they called that when I first saw that in Miami. And now, it looks amazing. Like the collaborative tools within there, using AI to come up with ideas for photo shoots and then remixing two images together. That looks really exciting. I can't wait to try that out. But today we're going to do something a little, what's the word? A little bit safe. When I post about AI on my socials, I usually get two types of people responding. Some of them are quite polarizing opinions.
Yeah.
A lot of people are here for it, a lot of people aren't. So today we're going to do something, maybe the most innocent use of AI that I could possibly imagine, and that is to come up with a colouring in book for my kids. So shout out to Elodie and Lincoln if you're watching from home. They're probably still in bed. Elodie is 6, Lincoln is 3. Hi guys, hope you're behaving yourself. Sorry, Laura, my wife, she's having to look after them while I'm here with them. But we like to do something a little fun with Firefly in our house. And we have really terrible weather in Queensland where I live. So it's sometimes it's ridiculously hot, sometimes it's astronomically bad. And recently we had Cyclone Alfred come in, and we were preparing for something 3 or 4 days without power because this hurricane was coming in, cyclone. And we got prepped before the power was about to go out. Mm-hmm. We got on Firefly and we made some colouring in ideas from the minds of my children. So that's what we're going to do today. So let's dive straight into firefly.adobe.com, obviously. And we're going to start with a little bit of prompting here. Now, I'm just going to click on Generate first of all, just to bring up the magic tool that we need, just get a few more options going on. So what we're going to do today is we're going to try and create 5 or 6 different colouring in concepts from the minds of my children. We're going to put them together onto a piece of A4. We're going to make 8 different sections, and we're going to print that out, and we're going to turn that into a mini zine colouring in book for our children, so they can fold and turn the pages. So
such a creative idea. I know we have a little bit of a sneak peek over there too.
Do we want to show it? Okay, well, let's show. Okay. So this is what it's going to look like at the end, hopefully. So if we could just bring up the main camera for a second. It's basically a sheet of A4 folded in a certain way that when it's actually put together like this, pinch, it's a little colouring in book for my kids to use. And inside there we've got, sorry, you want to zoom in again? There you go, Elodie and Lincoln's colouring in book. Brilliant, with a stegosaurus on the front and a love dad message on the back. And then the beauty of this is that once they're finished with the colouring in, as long as they've not used felt tip pen and it won't bleed through the side,
of course.
we've got a reversible design on the back that they can use for a little bit extra there. So, we're being a bit clever. We're going to go in InDesign, or maybe we'll go into a little bit of Photoshop to sort of treat our images. That's the end result at the end of it. And then we're going to do some practical applications. You'll do some folding and some cutting for me later on.
It's so fun. I love this print part of it too, because then we're going to have some, also we have the part on Adobe Firefly. I know you're going to be using some other Creative Cloud tools, and then of course just bringing it into analog.
That's right. So, first thing I like to ask my kids when we're coming up with an idea for coloring in is, who are we dealing with here? So, is it an animal? Is it a person? Is it a made-up one? So I've got like a few prompts that my kids have actually given me, pre-prepared today for us to put in. First thing I'm going to do though is I'm going to type in black and white. This is our first prompt. Let's say line drawing, vector art, and I'm also going to do coloring in book style of. Okay, so my daughter's given me the first one. So, first character is a princess. What are they doing? They're stood in front of a rainbow, and she also has wings. Okay, so a princess with wings standing in front of a rainbow. Typing on camera, the pressure. Okay, here we go, generate. All right. Wi-Fi is working good today. This is the new image model 4. While this is loading, I'm actually just going to select a few different options on front. Because our coloring in book is in a portrait format, we need our images in 3x4. All right, not a bad start. I'm also going to come down here and I'm going to select a few different techniques under the effects panel. So we've got bold lines, that's a really good one for coloring in art. Line drawing, pretty cool. And we can also force in black and white here. Okay, so here we go. Let's just generate that again.
So easy with all the different styles pre-selected there for you, where you can choose through.
Some clever stuff we can do as well. I had a chat with Alexandria this morning. Shout out Alexandria, thank you for helping me with the new Model 4 that released today. So hopefully we'll get some better results using this brand new image model. So, princess with wings standing in front of a rainbow. Not bad at all. So another thing we can do is we can upload an image reference. Now, Firefly obviously has a gallery full of beautiful images that we can use as like a style reference for this, just to kind of force in that colouring in book feel that we've got here. If I scroll down a little bit, we've got line drawing here. I'll give this one a go. And I'm going to leave the strength where it is, because we can experiment with this. I'm just going to click generate again on this. While this is loading, let's set up our InDesign template so we're all ready and raring for when these images go in. So I've just got an A4 page template here, horizontal format layout. I'm going to go over here to my frame tool. I'm going to start dragging from the top left-hand side. And while I'm dragging, I'm going to press up on the keyboard, and that's going to create a second row. I'm going to press right cursor 3 times to make a 2x4 grid. And I'm also going to do Command left, tap that to remove the padding, and I'm going to press Command down to remove the padding there as well. So we've got a 2x4 artwork. I'm just going to pop that into the screen, and I'm going to just bring up my toolbar here.
And as you're doing that, we have a lot of people joining in the chat. So I'm seeing Anna here, Oliver, Robert, thanks all for joining in. And again, if you're on YouTube or Behance, you can go ahead and post any questions for James in the chat.
Thank you. Please be nice with the questions. Okay, so I'm going to select this frame and I'm going to click Auto Fit here. All right, let's go back to Firefly, see how we did. Not bad, not bad. Let's try this one out here. Okay, a little bit too much grey going on here. Maybe I'll take out the black and white style. Or let's try a different composition reference. Now, I've pre-prepared an image that I used previously with my children. I basically typed in a prompt into Firefly to come up with like a comic book style reference. So if I do style reference again and upload image, I'm going to go over to my Adobe Live file here, working files, reference images, and we've got this lovely little style reference of this character here that I made just in Firefly, a little bearded designer dude here, but in a comic book style. We'll give this one a go, and we'll upload that. So that's our, oh, it didn't go in. Try that one more time. There we go. Generate again. All right, while that's loading, we'll go back over to InDesign. Now, the way this works is this image here is our front page. So we can add in a little bit of text, something like Elodie and Lincoln's coloring in book in this lovely font, New Wake. And this image here is our back page. So I'm going to grab that and I'm going to go over a lovely message from me. Love, Dad. Okay, that's our front page and our back page. All ready to go. My Wi-Fi is running a bit. So there we go. This is much better. Okay, so I like this one straight away. We can automatically download this. Pop this into our references folder here. We've got our images. Then back into InDesign. I can select my next page here. I press Command D. I'm going to go our images, and there they are. Brilliant.
I love that style reference too. It's so
handy,
spot on.
It's great for the coloring in style that we're going to be going for here. One other thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to add a little stroke outline to each of these boxes. Just make that really, really fine, like 0.1 point, just like that. Just so that when we come out to cut this out later on, we know where to cut and we know where to fold.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, next prompt.
We also have a question really quickly in the chat from Lorianne. Hey, Lorianne. Just asks where your imagination or creativity comes from. Is there anything that inspires you?
Other designers.
Other designers.
Come into conferences like this, meeting other artists in my space and colleagues and competitors. Gets my creative juices going, absolutely. I live in a pretty remote part of Australia. Well, not remote, but there's not much of a design scene where I live. So I've got to get out there and I've got to network, I've got to meet other people, and meet other designers. And I love coming to events like this. And thank you to Laura, my wife, for allowing me the space to do that. Okay. Next one, we're going to go boy, girl, so there's no favoritism going on here.
Course,
so we're going to do one from my son Lincoln, a Stegosaurus wearing roller skates. Okay, same style reference, same bold lines, same black and white. All right, now we can also just bring up our image inside of Photoshop as well. So this is our one. It's got a little bit of grey in that image. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to open that up in Photoshop to bring out to take out that grey, just so it makes it a nice sort of clean colouring in picture to work from. So Adobe Photoshop Beta got released today, I believe, the new public model. Inside there's this brand new Actions panel, which is like ChatGPT for Actions. It's like a large language model. So instead of, there's so many benefits to using this, by the way. First of all, if you hover over the actions that they've got, they're previews live within Photoshop, so no more clicking them and then having to undo. You can hover over the sort of the pre-made ones that it's doing it. And this is actually based on the image. So these actions are being generated as suggestions by the new Photoshop.
It makes it so much easier.
So we can just say like black and white. Black and white preset 1. Hover over that, bang, immediately, right there. It's done our job. We just select it and it's done. So all of that grey that is in the rainbow is gone. And also, no more like multiple undos, because actions are obviously loads of different steps within Photoshop. Now it's like a one-click job. So if I press undo, that's just immediately done. So you don't have to go through all the steps. So let's redo. We'll put that back in. Let's save that as our PSD within the same folder. And then we can relink that in Adobe Illustrator by right-clicking on the layer name here and do, let's do relink, that's it. And we'll just select our PSD one versus the, what's that grey? All right, well, let's go and do this the old-fashioned way. In our curves panel, take out any of the colour that way. And I'm going to add a black and white fill layer here. That should do the trick. Fingers crossed. Maybe it's because I'm in like CMYK or something. Okay, that's updated there. Update that there, that's much better. All right, back to Firefly. Let's see our Stegosaurus. Brilliant.
So cool. I love it, so cute.
The dude with glasses.
Glasses, that's my favorite one too.
A bit more personality, okay. Same. Let's get our next prompt going so that we're not waiting. Colouring book style of A. This one's from Elodie. Girl witch sleeping in a tree. My daughter is going through a little bit of a goth phase right now.
Nice. How old is your daughter?
She's 6. She's massively into like Wednesday Addams. She was like, yeah, she looks like a mini Avril Lavigne right now, sleeping in a tree.
Such a fun series, though. Yeah,
that's it. Okay, right, back into Photoshop. We can open up our Stegosaurus dude. Just treat him a little bit. There he is. Let's see what the black and white presets look like. See, it's adding a little shade. So let's say, let's just do it the old-fashioned way. Let's go black and white. Save that. Just making sure that any of the grey's gone. Back into InDesign. Command D.
Wow.
And where's our Stegosaurus dude? There he is.
And as you're doing that, we have some more people that have just joined. So international. I love our community. So we have Anna and from Brazil, and then Daniel from Ethiopia.
Wow. What a global audience you guys have got. Okay, this one's from my son again. A man wearing a giraffe costume. I don't know what's going on in Lincoln's head, but we'll do it. He's the boss. Okay, let's let that one load. We'll go back to InDesign, and we'll add in our girl witch sleeping in a tree. Wherever she is, there she is. Beautiful. Back to Firefly. Oh, look at this guy.
Wow.
Okay. Brilliant.
I love
like this one here.
Giraffe in a suit. Can't go wrong.
Brilliant. And then we've got 2 more to go. Oh my goodness, she's giving me so much to type here. Okay, a plate of strawberries. What are you doing to me, Elodie? With little smiley faces. Can't spell strawberries. See if...
It's always live, right?
yeah, faces. Covered in melted chocolate.
So it sounds delicious.
She's the boss.
Lunchtime.
Yeah. Chocolate, right. See if we can get my spelling. Back to InDesign. What did we do last time? We did a Giraffe Man. Let's bring in Giraffe Man. There he is. Fantastic. Okay. And then, all right. This next one is, we're going to go a little crazy on this last one. All right. I want to just make sure that's loaded. Okay, for some reason there's a man inside there. I think it's because our style reference is creeping into there. So if we had a bit more time, we could just grab our slider here, just drag that down a little bit to soften the old dude going in. But it's creepy. We love it. We're going to go with that.
Sometimes Gen AI comes up with things you would have never imagined.
Yeah. Just go with it. Okay, this last one. A man. This is from Lincoln. A man with a lizard on his head. But before we do that, let's just say a bearded man first of all. Let's just generate the man. Okay, now, this being a personalised colouring in book for my kids, what if that man was me? So, we're going to go up to our new composition. It's not new, it's now called composition reference rather than structure reference. He's a handsome chap, not bad. He could be even more handsome though, couldn't he? Look at this guy. Okay, let's pop this guy in, use that as a reference,
so cool.
And hit generate. Let's let that load. We'll go back to InDesign and take our plate of strawberries. Brilliant. That is really freaking me out. My daughter will love that. She's in for the Addams Family right now. This is absolutely working. All right, not bad. Let's up the strength a little bit for this composition reference. Let's get this guy looking much more like me.
And I want to give a shout out. We have Chantal from the Netherlands. We have Cici from Argentina, Buenos Aires. We have
amazing. How many days
Uma, so many. I know. This is everyone. People staying up in the middle of the night, joining us. So thanks so much for tuning in. Okay,
let's go to under the edit option. We go to generative fill here. So just to show you how this works with my left square bracket and right square bracket, I'm just going to make the brush a little bit bigger. I'm just going to paint over the hair section because my son was very strict. We need a lizard on my head, so I'm going to add lizard. Just see what comes up. Yeah, I'm nervous about this one.
Let's see what happens.
What's going to happen, but
the anticipation.
Lincoln's the boss. We have to do what he says. Okay, let's just check our file here. This is our last slot. There he is, little lizard. Okay, let's keep this one. Yeah. We like this guy. We'll download lizard beard dude. All right, pop this into InDesign. And then one last prompt. What I'm going to do is, because this is reversible, we need a background for this sheet. So we're going to do, let's get back to our prompts that we had before. If we just click generate, it's now got session history. So we can go back to our prompt and say black and white line drawing, vector art, coloring in book style of, and we're going to do a detailed mandala flower pattern. And that's the prompt I used to get that lovely sort of complicated, you know, my daughter absolutely loves this style. All her coloring in books have this kind of, it's kind of like almost adult coloring in.
Yeah.
We'll get this one. And then we'll put in our bearded man in the top. He's ready to go. And then, oh lovely, look at this. Let's download this one straight away. So on the back page in InDesign, I'm just going to put that whole one in place. There's our flower. Pop that in, center that to the artboard, nice and detailed. Brilliant. Okay, final thing we do before we send this to print, which we're not going to do here because we don't have a printer, is to take that top row, select the whole thing, and then turn this upside down. So that's how it would look when you print it out.
Cool.
So when we fold across that central line, ready to go.
And it makes it so easy in InDesign too, just for any of that layout.
It's fantastic. And then maybe we could even like take this image here and just add a little version to the front, send that to the back with Shift Command left square bracket, and that's how I made this other one. We used the Stegosaurus before. Lovely.
Cool.
So when we print, obviously our printers at home, they don't go all the way to the edge like professional printers. So this is our sort of bleed area on the back. So it's covering the whole design, and we're going to cut along these lines. So let's get our folding fingers on. These are the ones that we printed out at home. One for Clara, one for me. We're going to fold. Just fold in half. Any way you want.
Any way we want. Okay. In school, we always learn like hamburger way or hot dog way. That's what they would say in US.
That's brilliant. So we're going to fold in half, unfold, go long ways.
Okay. Picture is facing this way.
Okay, and while it's long ways, keep up.
I know.
The pressure.
That's like the pressure.
While it's long ways,
live.
fold along this line into the middle. So we're folding. Oh yeah, nice work, cameraman. Thank you.
Make sure I'm doing it correctly.
Okay, into the middle.
Oh, into the middle. Wait.
Let's get this mouse out
Make
of the
sure
way
I did
so
this
we
correctly.
can see.
Okay,
That's good. So yeah, while it's there, fold along that line.
This one?
Yeah, just along there.
Okay.
And then flip it over to the other side. And if you've got like a bone tool at home, you can slide along it and just get that nice and detailed. Okay, so our paper is all folded 8 ways. Ready to go? Now we're going to go back. We're going to fold this way again.
Whoa.
So
Okay.
in half. So we're going A4 to A5.
Like this?
That's it. Yep.
Okay.
From the folded edge, we're going to take our scissors.
Okay.
And we're going to make one cut from that folded edge to the center only.
Okay.
Like this.
All right.
So we've got basically one cut in the design, kind of like that. Just to that center bit.
All right.
That's it. Get it nice and tight if you can, because otherwise it's going to... Sorry, I'm like schooling you
I
on how to cut paper.
I know. Right here, like this?
So make it as close to that central fold as you can. Brilliant. Perfect. All right, unfold again. Okay. Hold it up. It's 1/4 sheet fold along.
Other side.
That's it. That way over. Yep. Now pinch together like this.
Okay.
And then ta-da.
Ah.
Got it? And then just bend over. And now we have what's called a zine. Okay, so like an A4 zine, like this. Elodie and Lincoln's colouring book.
So
with the Stegosaurus on the front. And then we've got little different designs
I
in it.
love
If you
it.
wanted
You
to
can see
and you didn't have a
inside,
reversible
too.
printer, you can add a little staple in the middle there and really secure it down. But this is our fancy version that was reversible, and now they can colour in on the back as well.
So cool. I love this. And Elodie and Lincoln must be so excited watching this at home.
Hopefully they'll be give Laura something to do with the kids while I'm away. Sorry, Laura.
Awesome. Well, thanks, James, so much for walking through this. And I'm seeing in the chat if there's any other questions. Lorianne says, creation for families, so fun. Oh, Lorianne's so sweet. She says, big kisses from France for your kids.
Aw, thank you very much. Merci beaucoup.
And we have, let's see, more people coming in. We had some from Netherlands. We have Frank. We have Sweden. It's like so many different countries represented here. So if you have any other questions for James, go ahead and post it in the chat. We are live here from Adobe Max London if you're just tuning in. We were just able to create this super cool coloring book that you can see here with Adobe Firefly that James created, then put it in design, also used Photoshop to bring this to life.
How much time have we got left?
We have about 4 minutes.
Okay, why don't we just have a quick look at the actions in Photoshop?
Let's go for it.
This is unbelievable. I've been playing with this all day. So, yeah, this new actions panel is beyond ridiculous. I use actions all the time at home. I have like loads of different custom setups for things like centering things to the artboard, or especially in like Illustrator as well, exporting things, centering, and then cropping things like logo designs to artboard shapes so you can export logos really, really quickly. And I map them to this macro pad that's on my desk so I can press the button and go boop, boop. It's really, really quick. But this is unbelievable. So you can search for all sorts of different things in here. Let's say if we open up a photo, I did this yesterday. Let's find this dog picture here. Works obviously a lot better because this is, Photoshop, we're working with photos. So make the background blurry. I've already done this on this image, you'll see. I used this in one of my videos. But right off the bat, Adobe Photoshop is doing the job for us. And honestly, hover over them, it takes a second to load. Blur background, strong, but I think my Wi-Fi has just died. Yeah, I've just killed my computer. Brilliant.
It's the joy of live, and also Wi-Fi. Yeah. There we go, went through.
But this one is like add motion blur. So this is the one that down here. This was the one that I did for the demo previously. But it's one tap undo now, and it's absolutely mind blowing how fast this is gonna make me.
So
anyway,
cool.
Nearly broke my computer there. So.
Almost. But I'm really excited to see everyone who's in the chat try this out too, because I know there's a lot that just launched in Photoshop and in Firefly Web. So it was really cool to see you bring all of the tools together to create this coloring book. So
thank you for getting scissors through security.
Yes,
well done.
We got scissors. We found it in the back room.
Nice job.
But James, also, for those who are tuning in, if they want to stay in touch with you, social handles, website, anything that you want to share?
Socials is @BarnardCo, so that's Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and my website is barnard.co, and you can check out some of my logo designs there, and there's a few resources for designers in there too.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for joining us today. I hope you enjoy the rest of your time in London.
Thanks
get some sleep. And we will be right back, so don't go anywhere. Next up, we're going to have Firefly, more coverage of Firefly, so you'll be able to check out what's new with third-party models. So stay tuned.
Thanks, guys.